up, everybody? Welcome to Trailer Park, the movie review show that focuses on the trailers of the movies. I'm your host, as always, Richard Barlow, and today we're going to talk about the Bohemian Rhapsody movie because it came out last night and I went to see it. Is this the real life? So let's start by addressing my main concern in the trailer review, which was the lip syncing. So they do lip sync in the movie, and I thought that would really piss me off, but I actually think that it almost serves it better to be lip synced. There's just a lot of parts in it that if any voice other than Freddie Mercury's iconic voice were to start singing, it just wouldn't have worked. It would have been like, nope, that's not it. So yeah, so the lip syncing actually served the movie. So I take back what I said about, I would have been okay if they would have just got a good singer and not a singer that sounds exactly like Freddie Mercury. No, it was good being exactly Freddie Mercury's voice. There are a lot of movies where lip syncing is not good. This isn't one of them. They managed to just do it right so that lip syncing just worked. And I mean, with today's technology, the way they were able to isolate vocals from different tracks of his and everything like that, it just works. Like it doesn't sound like, and now a separate track starts that he's lip syncing over to. No, it's still like the sound mixing and editing and the way they took those original tracks and made them sound like they were actually happening right there in the movie. It really worked. So good job on that one, guys, because I know the makers of Bohemian Rhapsody are watching this right now.
Ready, Freddie? Let's do it.
So when it comes to biopics, the thing that I look for the most is when I'm watching it, if this wasn't a real person, if you took away and you just made this a fictional movie that's totally made up, nothing real about it, is it still a movie that would be made or should be made? And in this case, definitely. I mean, Freddie Mercury lived a tragic, like almost Shakespearean tragedy kind of life. Like every one of his problems was brought on by his own flaws and his own insecurities, and it just worked as a movie, as a narrative. Like he was, as dumb as it sounds, he was a character. Like he lived a life that was just so full of tragedy and hardships and dramatics that it does work as a movie. There are definitely points in the movie that if this wasn't a real band, like some of the points of the band making songs and the process that they went through, if they weren't a real band and you weren't amazed watching how Queen came up with things, then yeah, as a movie, just as a regular movie, it wouldn't have worked. But things like that are okay in biopics because you are interested to see that. If it was a fictional band, then no, you'd be like, why are you showing me this? But kind of seeing behind the scenes of an actual band, those scenes work. And then the movie overall, the narrative definitely works with or without Freddie Mercury being real. Like this is just, his story was so much like a movie that it worked.
No one will play us on the radio.
We need to get experimental.
Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening me.
Do it again.
One more.
How many more Galileos do you want?
Roger, there's only room in this band for one hysterical queen.
Rami Malek's performance as Freddie Mercury, his portrayal of him, was incredible. I mean, you felt with him the whole time, and like he drew the attention and was magnifying just like Freddie Mercury was. Like the whole time you were just mesmerized by Freddie Mercury, which is exactly how you should have been, which is exactly how people were back then. Like he was just this star among stars, and the way Rami Malek portrayed that was excellent.
I enjoyed the show. I write songs.
Our lead singer just quit.
Then you'll need someone new.
I'm happy too, they didn't gloss over or sugarcoat things. I mean, they did kind of like, Freddie Mercury lived a wild life, and I'm sure they could have really gone into that a little further, and that's apparently what Sacha Baron Cohen wanted and why he was removed from the project, is he wanted more of an R rating to really show the wild life of Freddie Mercury. But I mean, this movie did, and they didn't sugarcoat it. Like they didn't really go into it. You weren't seeing real intense, messed up party scenes or anything like that. But I mean, the way they did it, you definitely, you could tell. I mean, they didn't show him getting high or anything like that, but they talked about, are you high again, Freddie? stuff like that. So, like, yeah, they didn't go full out, balls to the wall and showing it, but they didn't glaze over it either. Like, it was a part of the movie. They didn't, even though this is mostly a movie about Freddy, they didn't make him the good guy. I mean, he was an asshole at some points of his life, and they went out and they showed that. So, I mean, I really like that, because a lot of times you get this thing and they're like, we're going to make this movie about Freddie Mercury, but we don't want him to look bad. No, they showed his life the way it was. And they didn't really make him look bad. They made him look, as I said, just like a tragic character that is a victim of his own flaws.
Just need a bit of time.
What if I don't have time?
All the relationships were really true and nice to see. I mean, obviously, I wasn't there during all that, so I don't know how exactly true to real life they were, but they seemed real. It really made sense and seemed realistic. And I mean, the band members had a final say on the screenplay, so I'm sure it was a pretty accurate representation of what things were actually like.
You need to slow down, Fred.
Another thing that I really enjoyed about this movie, even though it was a really, really small part, I really liked Mike Myers' performance in this. He was still done up in makeup and still doing an accent, but it was very toned down compared to a lot of his other performances. And I'd really like to see him do more of that. Like, if he wants to, you know, doing accents is his thing, and you know, changing his appearance, these are all what makes Mike Myers, but more toned down performances and realistic performances like this, I would love to continue to see. I don't know if it would work, him being the main character of a movie with something like that. I mean, it could. He's very talented. It very well could. But just in roles like this, where it's just like bits and pieces of a more serious Mike Myers, I really like that.
Mark these words. No one will play clean.
And I mean, it goes without saying that the soundtrack in this movie is amazing. I mean, they really could have probably done a worse movie, and maybe they even did. Maybe I was so distracted. But I mean, you have Queen songs constantly playing, you're having a good time. So, I mean, I tried to focus as much on the movie so I could give an accurate review and critique on it. But I mean, it's hard to not like something when there's Queen music playing throughout the whole thing. So it really got you into it. And especially right off the bat, they changed the 20th Century Fox fanfare to like a Queen-style guitar riff doing it. So I mean, right off the bat, before the movie even really starts, you're hyped up for some good Queen music and to rock out, and it's just, it really brings you into it. So I gave the trailer to this movie a B-, but the movie itself, I'm moving up to an A. It was a really good time, and I really enjoyed it. I would say definitely go see this one. I mean, if you're not a Queen fan, then yeah, probably don't go see this one. But I'm sure you weren't going to anyways if you're not a Queen fan. But if you are a Queen fan or just a movie fan, this is a great movie. So go see it. Don't wait for Netflix or whatever thing it's going to come out on. Go to the theater. Check this one out. It's a great time.
You're a legend, Fred.
We're all legends.
Did you have a chance to see it? What did you think of the movie? Let me know in the comments, and as always, let me know what trailers you'd like to see me review. And if you like this video and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and the little bell right beside it. And that's it for me. I will see everybody next week. Have a good weekend, everybody. Hey everybody, if you liked that video, then click here for another one. Or if you want to check out the trailer for the movie I was just talking about, then click here. Or if you click on the Trailer Park logo, then your life's going to be changed forever.